Hello?
Jessica?
Donna? What's the matter?
The police, they've come to take me to the restaurant.
But why? What's happened?
Chaz, somebody found him there this morning.
Found him?
Dead. Murdered.
The day manager called us when he found the front door open. What were they?
I'm not sure.
You are the accountant for this restaurant, aren't you?
Lieutenant Rupp, Donna gave this ledger to Doug Brooke-Alice's brother. Maybe he knows what those entries were.
I just brought it up to date yesterday.
If their body be for us?
Yep. Take your choice. He got himself conked on a noggin. He was knifed with a jagged-edged blade, except the wounds are too shallow.
More like he was slashed than stabbed, huh?
Cause of death could be any of above or combination of any of above.
No, everything's fine. Fine. Except we're just gonna be a teensy bit late. Mother, it's just some work stuff. Now, you know how Daddy always says work comes first.
I'll say.
Brady, I thought you had never met Donna's father.
Well, I haven't. It's just that I know he drives Donna pretty hard.
This look familiar, sir?
Sure, it's a register tape. Did you get it off of Chaz?
No.
How'd you know that?
Something to do.
Well, whoever closes up takes that little thing out of the register and enters the night's total into the ledger. Last night it was Chaz.
Yes,
Well, sure, I'm glad you had me check, Lieutenant.
Yes, Mother will be coming.
Seems that 6 cases of lobster took a hike from my freezer.
6 boxes? Well, that must cost us $1,500.
Bye-bye, Mother.
Sounds like the victim surprised the thief.
From different light. The Bangles with Walk Like an Egyptian. Okay.
They do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, oh way up, falling down like a domino. The buzzer. Walk like an Egyptian.
Cadillac. If you wanna find all the cops still hanging out in the gun shops, like
Now, who has influenced you the most musically? All of you.
The 3 Bs. The Beatles, Byrds, and Buffalo Springfield.
And Springfield?
Buffalo Springfield.
Buffalo Springfield.
Yeah.
Tell me. Yeah, explain this to me. I feel like I'm 108 years old.
No, that's probably for the better.
No, they're my plastic surgeon. Go on.
No, they were a folk rock group in the 60s.
Because were you involved in that, what was it, the Paisley movement? Do you know what I'm talking about, Paisley?
Paisley Underground.
Paisley Underground thing? Yeah, because I heard that. What was that? Explain that, what that was all about.
I don't know. It was strange. It was just a group of people who found each other in the Los Angeles area, and they shared this love for the '60s music, and that was great because there was nothing much happening musically at the time in Los Angeles.
And they all wore Paisley shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, before it made it to Woolworths. And Paisley underwear.
And Paisley. Funny you should know about Paisley underwear. Now that gets me.
Susanna Hoffs?
Vicki Peterson.
Great. Well, you're all just wonderful. We'll be right back with Frank Zappa after this message of interest, so stay tuned.
In illegal financing,
Sarkozy was said to have supported Libya's public rehabilitation on the international stage. One example, Gaddafi's 5-day visit to Paris in 2007, followed by the signature of multiple contracts. Alongside Sarkozy, 2 suspected intermediaries were also at the heart of the case. Entrepreneur, 2 cases.
Because they are very, very understanding people, in my view, and possibly a doctor. And you make your case. In my case, I would say I have Alzheimer's. I'd like to die before the end game. Not now, but I'd like to die before it gets messy at the end. You cannot possibly believe that I'm not mentally competent because I'm standing here talking to you.
But that's fine.
That's fine.
You are mentally competent.
Yes,
but what if someone is not mentally competent and there's pressure from their relatives? Because this is the
then
issue.
in that case, I
it's
think
the vulnerable who are in trouble here.
I mean, I hope this kind of discussion is going to take place. If someone is not mentally competent and you feel sorry for them and kill them, I don't know whether you're committing murder.
But isn't the best safeguard in all this the knowledge that there is a criminal court awaiting you and criminal charges unless you have very, very good reasons for doing what you're doing?
The point is, that is decided by the police subsequently. We need something to give quite innocent people some kind of an understanding before something like this is actually taking place. That if they do this and this, and if they're ticking the right boxes, then it will be okay.
You talk about doctors taking part in these assisted suicides. There will be many doctors who will be utterly opposed to that.
I'm sure there are many doctors that are opposed to this.
But this is about changing the law. There is a law on abortion. This is about changing the law, isn't it?
Of course it is.
I mean, doctors, their entire training is about preserving life, isn't it? That's the problem.
Throughout history, doctors have helped people die. I suspect they still do, looking over their shoulder sometimes. But anyone that spent any time with the medical profession and certainly read social history knows that one of the doctor's duties, unspoken usually, is just to assist where shall we say, the door that should be open is a little bit stuck.
Thank you, Mark.
Moments where the irresistible force meets an immovable object. Not just the tanks, but the president. And sometime soon, something's going to have to give.
The fragile gains in Afghanistan may now be in jeopardy, but they are not facing re-election, and President Obama may have read the national mood best.
Do not frown, do not frown. Those things all lost and stolen can be found, can be found. Do not touch a thing around you, not a crumb, not a crumb. Just call up your policeman, PC Plum. Plum, 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 plum. Or did they run? Do not frown, do not frown. Those things all lost and stolen can be found, can be found. If you've got a question, just ask your willing chum.
And I find colors in this, and then it isn't until about the 4th or 5th time that I begin to perhaps memorize the dialogue and articulate it all myself in a room, you know.
When the character begins to come to life.
And the character begins to come to life, except that I've been doing Fantasy Island Mr. Rourke now for 5 years. We're starting our 6th season now. And when I first utter the words, the first words that I had to say, it's a long speech that I have, it's the introduction of Khan in the picture.
Might be worth it in the end, but it will take quite a lot of years for that to be really evident. Might be worth it in the end, but it will take quite a lot of years.
It's actually an opportunity for a reset, which I hope the Prime Minister takes, because it's a very important part of his premiership.
Osborne position been at Bush. George Osborne.
Danny!
Danny!
Put your hands up as you around their throats.
Yes. I do believe it was a mistake for strikes to happen last summer. And I continue to believe that.
Now let's see who our Dancy Dance friend is today. Hi, everybody. My name's Leslie. Hi. And I think you're ready. Hands, glitter, hands, razzle, dazzle.
As the outside world watches Misrata's agony, it's struggling to deliver on the UN mandate to protect civilians. There are no easy answers.
Michael, what the fuck?
What's become known as the Great Train Robbery has in some ways entered British criminal folklore. But encouraged her to carry her husband's ashes with her because she'd become anxious about leaving home after he died. It's a measure of the fight she put up to keep hold of a handbag, but the only thing left when
Scumbag, go back.
was the strap.
India's population is already 1.2 billion, and if that's hard to take in, think about it this way. If you combine the populations of the United States, Japan, Brazil, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and Pakistan, you're just about there.
In any way was inappropriate or bad. He worked well in government, he then left government.
I saw how these lifeguards worked. They could have been blind quite often. Here they really got into it. One stood at the top, the other at the bottom, and the kids who were sliding down here, whether adults or teenagers, were let off. Yes, there was no sliding down on your head here, and they were checking to see if anyone had left and so on. So great. That really charmed me. Those slides were cool too. And I'm
Meeting you, especially now that Grady and I are getting I'm sorry to be late, but I had to finish up these books for Mr. Brooke. I didn't have time to change. I feel so out of place here in my work clothes.
Well, I think you look lovely.
I'll say.
I have a terrible favor to ask. Well, maybe it's not terrible, but it is unexpected. I mean, I guess I should have expected it.
I'm sure it's no problem.
Well, I just talked to my parents.
Your parents?
They're leaving the country for a couple months, some business thing. So they're throwing us a party.
Party?
At their house up in Fishkill tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I'm really sorry to spring this, but they just phoned and they really want to meet you. Both. I'm sorry.